Ajay, and let's continue our passage practice. So today's passage deals with PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Now this has been in news a lot. Like we are watching a lot of things happening around PMLA, and then there was a Supreme Court decision also. So this can be something really important for your exam, and that's why we are doing it once again. We have done it once, but we are doing it once again. So let us start. Now, before we start, all of you should know that we have a marathon on Sunday, which will start at 11 p.m. and it will continue till 6. It is a 6-hour marathon in which you'll have a proper, it is a proper mock. पूरा का पूरा mock जैसा है, ये पूरा simulation है exam का. You'll have the same number of questions that you are going to have in each of the section of your CLAT exam. So all of us are taking it. Abhimanyu sir will start with it at 11. My part begins at 12:30. I think yes. Yes, it begins at 12:30 and it will continue till 2 p.m. So, and then Alpa ma'am will take over, then KD sir, and then Ankur sir. So that's how it is going to be. Now, marathons are very important. You get to practice a proper mock, right, with the help of your faculties, along with your faculties. So please attend this, and it is going to be conducted at 11 a.m. on Sunday. Don't miss it. Let us start. This is the passage. Now, please do not take too much time. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Yes, PMLA is enforced by Enforcement Directorate, ED. And the entire act is based on the evasion of tax. So basically, when people are not paying taxes, they are laundering that money. They are keeping it for themselves. Now that money remains unaccountable. So whatever that they do with that money also remains unaccountable. अब PMLA इतना ज्यादा important क्यों है? क्योंकि ये जो money होता है, जो unaccounted होता है, the money that is not being accounted for, that is not being that is unknown to the authorities, it is generally used to fund the non-state actors, which is the terrorism and the terrorist activities. And it's not, it is, it's fatal to any economy. And it is very important that the world economies come together and try to prevent this act of money laundering. And that is why the act and the entire exercise, the entire process of enforcing it is that strict, because it is a very serious matter that cannot go away or get away undetected. Right? Okay, moving on. The ED is not the police. The ED is not the police. That is what the Supreme Court has said. ठीक है, ईडी का काम है पीएमएलए की, मतलब to investigate the act of money laundering, but it is not policing. So you cannot really, do what the police does. You cannot exercise excess power. You cannot use arbitrary powers to do what you want. You cannot use violence. I mean, even police cannot do it, but yes. अब यहाँ पे section है. We see that there's a section here. Now we'll immediately focus on the section. What is the section? According to section 3 of the PMLA, the act of projecting or claiming proceeds of crime to be untainted property constitutes the offense of money laundering. This is the definition. Hello. Are we done? Moving on. In simple words, what these two lines are trying to say is that with the offense of money laundering, if there's another offense, right? For example, let's say that the money is laundered and it is used to fund another activity, a criminal activity or a non-state activity or something like that. I told you, all the money that is laundered is प्राइमरीली यूज टू, क्योंकि मनी ऐसे ही लॉन्डर नहीं हो जाता. जब आप ब्लैक को व्हाइट में कन्वर्ट करते हैं, पूरा का पूरा प्रोसेस ऐसा होता है. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इट. लेट्स से कि एक्स अमाउंट ऑफ मनी है, देयर इज एक्स अमाउंट ऑफ मनी एंड दिस अमाउंट ऑफ मनी इज अनअकाउंटेड फॉर. टैक्स अथॉरिटीज को इसके बारे में नहीं पता है. एक जो भी इस अमाउंट को अर्न कर के बैठा है, उसने टैक्स अथॉरिटीज को नहीं बताया कि मेरे पास इतना और पैसा है. अब ये ब्लैक मनी जो है ये इलीगल मनी है, इसे यूज नहीं किया जा सकता. यू कैन नॉट यूज इट बिकॉज द मोमेंट यू यूज इट, वैसे ही टैक्स अथॉरिटीज एकदम से एक्टिव हो जाएंगे और उन्हें पता चल जाएगा कि आप टैक्स को इवेड कर रहे हो. यहाँ पे पेनल्टी भी बहुत ज्यादा है, आपसे पैसा भी सारा ले लिया जाएगा. तो ये आदमी क्या करेगा, लेट्स से दैट एक्स अमाउंट बिलोंग्स टू ए. अब ये आदमी क्या करेगा कि इस ब्लैक अमाउंट को व्हाइट में कन्वर्ट करने की कोशिश करेगा. राइट, सो द एक्स अमाउंट ऑफ मनी इज कन्वर्टेड टू व्हाइट. अब वो खुद तो ऐसा कर नहीं सकता, ही कैन नॉट डू इट बाय हिमसेल्फ. यहाँ पे वो हायर करता है और यहाँ पे हवाला वगैरह पूरा का पूरा जो गैंग है और पूरा का पूरा जो द एंटायर एक्सरसाइज ऑफ हवाला कम्स इनटू पिक्चर. तो इस ब्लैक को व्हाइट करने के प्रोसेस में जितने भी एक्टर्स इन्वॉल्व होते हैं वो फी चार्ज करते हैं. नाउ व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द कन्वर्जन, वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट लाख 2 लाख का कन्वर्जन, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट थाउजेंड्स ऑफ करोड्स, हंड्रेड्स ऑफ करोड्स, एंड देन दे टेक अ परसेंटेज ऑफ देयर ओन वर्क. अब पूरे कन्वर्जन में बहुत कुछ जाएगा और कन्वर्जन के लिए वो एक पर्टिकुलर फी को चार्ज करते हैं और वो फी भी छोटी नहीं होती है. हवाला इज बेसिकली एक पूरा का पूरा एक प्रोसेस है जिसमें व्हाइट को ब्लैक में कन्वर्ट किया जाता है. किस तरह से लोग करते हैं वो हवाला का प्रोसेस है. राइट, तो हवाला इतना छोटा नहीं, इट्स अ ह्यूज थिंग. यू कैन गूगल इट, आई एम नॉट डिस्कसिंग इट, नॉट रेलेवेंट. तो अब वो लोग ब्लैक को व्हाइट कन्वर्ट करने के लिए, इन ऑर्डर टू कन्वर्ट अ पर्सन्स ब्लैक मनी इनटू व्हाइट, दे चार्ज अ सर्टेन फी. Because they are converting hundreds and thousands of crores, obviously the kind of fee that they are charging is a percentage of those crores, which also is in crores. And that percentage, that commission that is taken to convert black into white is used to fund non-state actors, which in simple word means terrorist activities or terrorism or smuggling or anything that is fatal to world economy. इसीलिए मनी लॉन्डरिंग इतना ज्यादा सीरियसली लिया जाता है और उसे प्रिवेंट करने के लिए जितने भी प्रोसेसेस हैं वो बहुत ज्यादा इंटेंस हैं. Right. अब यहाँ पे if there's a predicate offense, which means that if there's an offense which is associated with the act of money laundering, like the person is not just associated with the act of laundering money, but he's also involved in some other kind of activity which is prohibited by various legislations, criminal legislations in India. Now, when it comes to investigation, PMLA or the ED is only responsible to investigate the act of laundering. That is it. If there's an offense which is associated to it, ED has no adjudication or no jurisdiction over that offense. ED has no power to investigate that offense. अगर money laundering के साथ साथ कोई और offense है, predicate offense जो जुड़ा हुआ है, तो ED की जिम्मेदारी उस ऑफेंस को इन्वेस्टिगेट करने की नहीं है और ना ही उस ऑफेंस के लिए किसी भी तरह का कोई एक्शन लेने की है. ये जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है ये CBI पे आती है. So if there's an offense that is associated with the act of money laundering, if there's another criminal activity that is going on side by side with the money laundering activity, money laundering will be taken care of by PMLA, ED, and the offense investigation and the further process will be carried on by a central investigating agency, which is CBI. Okay, that is what this passage is telling you. Everything is clear. मैंने समझा ही दिया आप लोगों को passage. ठीक है, आगे बढ़े. Section की बात हो रही है. Make a note of it. There might be a question relating to this. Yes, गरिमा, precisely. हम इसे समझ गए. सेक्शन 50 के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इन विजय मदन लाल चौधरी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया, द सुप्रीम कोर्ट स्ट्रिक्टली laid down that if the ED is investigating any act of money laundering, it is only inquiring about or against the proceeds of crime. How much money was laundered? For how long has it been laundered? What is it used for? Who are the parties involved? Is there a crime associated to it? If the money is, laundered, what kind of criminal activity is it used to fund? Right, so all of this is inquired, but the further process relating to the offense, again, like I said, will be taken care of by CBI. So they cannot arrest a person or take him into custody or do anything like that. हो गया? Good. This is a difference. Confession to the police is inadmissible as evidence, whereas if ED records a statement, the evidence is admissible. Copy of FIR given to the accused is mandatory, whereas ECIR is not the same as FIR and it is not to be given to the accused. Now, the power to take into custody is not an arbitrary one. They can only take a person into custody if they are completely satisfied beyond reasonable doubt that there has been an act of money laundering, this particular person was involved, and they have also seized the money. Are we done? पढ़ लिया हमने? Good. So that's it? Yes. A prominent businessman, Prakash, has been accused of being involved in a high-profile money laundering case. The ED authorities want to interrogate him regarding the alleged proceeds of crime. Prakash refuses to cooperate and challenges the ED's authority, claiming that they have no power to summon him. Do the authorities have been empowered to summon a person for investigation under the PMLA? ठीक है, चलो देख लेते हैं options. Yes, yes, no, no. So no as a person can be summoned only by state police. No as a person can be summoned only by the CBI. Yes, as PMLA provides powers of a civil court to ED authorities for summoning persons suspected of money laundering. Yes, as PMLA provides powers of a criminal court to ED authorities for summoning persons suspected of money laundering. किसी को याद है? C. Okay, I have answers. Everyone says C. Okay. The correct answer is C. Very good. Section 50 clearly lays down that ED has been empowered or, conferred with the same powers as that of a civil court. So they can summon people who are suspected of money laundering and record their statements. And the statements which are recorded would have admissibility in the court of law. They would be admissible as evidences. Okay, good, very good. The ED authorities are investigating a money laundering case involving a group of individuals including Raj. नाम तो सुना ही होगा आप लोगों ने. They have gathered substantial evidence to establish the proceeds of crime. They have, mind you, they have gathered substantial evidence to establish the proceeds of crime. However, they are unable to identify the predicate offense committed by the accused. Can ED proceed with money laundering charges against Raj without identifying the predicate offense? अभी मनी लॉन्डर हुआ है ये पता चल गया, लेकिन ऑफेंस जो प्रेडिकेट ऑफेंस है वो नहीं स्टैब्लिश हो पाया है. तो क्या मनी लॉन्डरिंग के चार्जेस के साथ प्रोसीड किया जा सकता है विदाउट आइडेंटिफाइंग द ऑफेंस? लेट्स सी द ऑप्शंस. Yes, as they have substantial evidence. Yes, as they have the reason to believe that Raj has committed the offense of money laundering. No, as the existence of predicate offense is sine qua non to charge someone of money laundering. C. Are you sure? No, as the state, etc., etc. Okay, now there's... Acha, C was for a previous question. A, B, A, B, B, A. Can it not be C? C नहीं हो सकता क्या? चलो मैं सस्पेंस खत्म कर देती हूँ. The correct option is C. मैंने दिया तो था हिंट. C नहीं हो सकता. C है यार, come on. It is written in the passage, mentioned in the passage, under the schedule to the PMLA, number of offences dash 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 have been included, which serve as the basis for the offence of money laundering. In other words, existence of predicate offence is sine qua non to charge someone of money laundering. ये मैक्सिमम जो हो सकता है ये टैक्स एवेजन की कैटेगरी में आ सकता है, ठीक है, लेकिन मनी लॉन्डर किसी वजह से किया जाता है, राइट? तो ऑफेंस पूरी की पूरी शेड्यूल है कि भाई मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग किया जा रहा है इस ऑफेंस के लिए, तो दोनों को साथ ही रखा जाता है. उनमें से एक आध ऑफेंस तो होना चाहिए तभी मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का चार्ज लगता है, वरना कोई और चार्ज लग जाएगा, कोई और एक्ट लग जाएगा. Oh, I'll tell you. Why didn't you ask me? Sine qua non, a very important legal maxim. इसका मतलब है prerequisite, without which, like flour is sine qua non to cake. You cannot make cake without flour. Flour मतलब आटा. तो केक बनाने के लिए आटा सिने क्वा नॉन है. नींबू पानी बनाने के लिए नींबू और पानी सिने क्वा नॉन है. क्लैट को क्वालिफाई करने के लिए लीगल रीजनिंग निवेदिता मैम से पढ़ना सिने क्वा नॉन है. तो उसे प्री रेक्विजिट कहते हैं. ठीक है. सी. Okay. Moving on. In which of the following case law it was observed that the process 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗋 by section 50 of the PMLA is in the nature of inquiry. In which case was it held? This is very absolutely necessary. Yes. Without which it is not possible. Exactly, Nandita and Garima. You got it. Very good. What was the case, guys? 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗪 versus State of Punjab. 𝗤𝗂𝗏 𝗪𝗀 versus Union of India. 𝗟𝗓𝗪 Singh versus Union of India. 𝗟𝗂 village Darbar versus Union of India. Such fancy names. Yes, absolutely right. 𝗤𝗂𝗏 versus UOI. Question number 4. During the course of an ED investigation, an accused individual confessed to his involvement in money laundering. He has confessed that he is involved in the act of money laundering. Later during the trial, the accused denies making any such confession. Which of the following statement is correct in the given situation? Trial में वो मना कर देता है, मैंने तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं कहा, मैं नहीं हूँ involved. तो अब बताओ. Confession made by the accused during the ED investigation admissible. Confession made by the ED investigation not admissible. Confession made by the accused only during police custody is admissible. None of the above. What is the correct option? Very good. Yes. बहुत अच्छे. ए बिल्कुल सही है. पैसेज में ही दे रखा है और मैं भी कह चुकी हूँ पहले ही. Mr. Raj, a businessman, is arrested by the ED authorities on suspicion of money laundering. ED authorities have reason to believe that Raj is guilty of money laundering based on the material in their possession. Raj claims that this arrest is unlawful as the ED does not have powers of arrest. Is he correct? Does ED not have powers to arrest? Yes, no, yes. Yes, as only state police have the power to arrest. The question is he correct? क्या वो सही है? ठीक है? Yes, he is correct. State के पास ही power है. No, he is not correct because ED has been bestowed the power to arrest. No, he is correct as ED are police officers, so they can arrest. Yes, he is correct as only CBI or state police have the power to arrest. The answer is B. Very good. Yes. They have the power to take into custody if they have a proper reason to believe that the act of money laundering has been committed. Very good. Huh? अच्छा हाँ, sorry. B सही है. As mentioned in the passage, it has been repeatedly held that PMLA is sui generis. Sui generis का मतलब समझा देती हूँ मैं. Sui generis means of the same kind. Right. When one or more things fall in the same category, for example, phones, right? So all the telecommunication devices fall in the category of phone. So even if it is Oppo, Vivo, etc., they would be sui generis. अब iOS को अलग कर दो, ठीक, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम को अलग कर दो. अच्छा तुम पहले ही समझ गए. ओश, ओ माय गॉड, मैंने आंसर ही बता दिया. वाह, मैंने क्वेश्चन ही नहीं पढ़ा और आंसर बता दिया. How cool is that? I told you the answer without reading the question. Yeah, of the same kind. Sui generis means same kind. Right, so when they fall in the same category, they are called sui generis. So the smartphones would be sui generis. Apple, Vivo, Oppo, etc. Okay, yeah, you got it. One of its own kind. This is incorrect. B is the correct option. Okay, B is the correct option. Not of its own kind, of the same kind is the correct option. Which of the following statements cannot be concluded from the information provided in the passage? Cannot. इसको ध्यान रखना. Cannot. What can you not conclude from the passage? Students make mistakes in this. Enforcement case information report. Like I said, ECIR is easily accessible to the accused. Okay. act of projecting or claiming proceeds of crime to be untainted property constitutes the offense of money laundering. PMLA provides powers of a civil court to aid the authorities for summoning persons. Yes, exactly. Very good. 𝗖𝗂𝗴𝗋 is not a right of the accused. Right, it has been held. I also took a session on it. There was an entire Supreme Court case challenging this provision that the copy of 𝗖𝗂𝗴𝗋 should be made available to the accused. It is, a procedural right. And the Supreme Court said, no, it is not. So yes, this cannot be concluded. A is the correct option. Last question, which of the following statement is correct in relation to the information provided in the passage? मैंने इतना ज़्यादा emphasize कर दिया ये cannot, correct, incorrect पे that I am sure that you won't be making this mistake in your exam. Trust me, it is a very common mistake. Correct को incorrect पढ़ लेते हैं, incorrect को correct पढ़ लेते हैं, cannot को can पढ़ लेते हैं. Question को ध्यान से पढ़ना जरूरी है. जो गलती अभी मैंने की, question को बिना ही पढ़े तुम्हें आंसर बता दिया, ये तुम मत करना. ठीक है. Police are required to register a first information report for a non-cognizable offense before conducting an investigation. Correct की बात हो रही है. Police are required to register a first information report for a cognizable offense before conducting an investigation. Police are required to register a first information report for a cognizable offense after conducting an investigation. Police are required to register first information report for a non-cognizable offense after conducting an investigation. You did not read the whole passage, you were late. Well, even then you are answering correctly. बताइए. C, you're saying C. After conducting an investigation. FIR को register किया जाता है investigation conduct करने के बाद. Are you sure? A नहीं होगा. मतलब पहले आदमी जाएगा, शिकायत करेगा, सर ये ऑफेंस हुआ है, मैंने अपनी आंखों से देखा है. तो पहले तुम्हारी बात को माना नहीं जाएगा, पहले मतलब इन्वेस्टिगेशन कंडक्ट करवाई जाएगी और उसके बाद फिर FIR होगी रजिस्टर. अच्छा, ओके. As mentioned in the passage, while the police are required to register FIR for a cognizable offense before conducting an investigation, ED authorities begin with search procedures, undertake their investigation for the purpose of gathering materials and tracing the proceeds of crime by issuing summons. Thus, option B is the correct answer. Actually, these options are not entirely correct. They relate to simple offenses. ये क्वेश्चन ही गलत है. ऑप्शन सही नहीं है. ठीक है. नहीं, एक्चुअली सही तो है. मैं भी तो वही कह रही थी कि इन्वेस्टिगेशन से पहले होता है. राइट, सही है ऑप्शन. इन्वेस्टिगेशन से पहले ही FIR रजिस्टर हो जाती है. सब लोग समझ जाओ. ठीक है. जब आदमी शिकायत करने जाता है, when he is reporting an offense को इतना lightly नहीं लिया जाता. A person is saying that my daughter has been sexually assaulted. अभी पुलिस वाला पहले इन्वेस्टिगेशन करेगा या फिर कंप्लेन दर्ज करेगा? बिना FIR के इन्वेस्टिगेशन को ही नहीं शुरू किया जा सकता. The entire agenda of lodging an FIR is the first information report. That is what it means. The information report, the moment you get the information of an offense being committed, you immediately proceed. So you need to do it after the FIR is registered. FIR registered होने के बाद criminal machinery motion में आती है. ठीक है, तो पहले होता है ये, आफ्टर नहीं होता. B ही है. ठीक है, B ही है. राइट. एक्चुअली मैंने ऑप्शंस को वो कर दिया, मिसकंस्ट्रू कर दिया. आई वॉज थिंकिंग कि जो मैं सोच रही हूं वो A में है और तुम लोग सही बता रहे थे. माई मिस्टेक. B इज करेक्ट. कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस FIR before investigation. B is correct. Right. So that's it, guys. We have launched courses for 24 and 25. So in order to understand what we provide in the courses, you can log into the app, enter your phone number, and can take a 3-day trial. Okay. So Alok, I have another class, gross constitutional violation 0 hour. Gross constitutional violation is a blatant disregard for constitutional principles in simple words. ठीक है, किसी भी लेजिस्लेशन को बनाने के लिए, बनाने से पहले या फिर किसी भी रेगुलेशन से पहले आपको कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को रिगार्ड करना पड़ता है. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज लॉ ऑफ द लैंड. सो इन एवरी लेजिस्लेशन, every regulation, everything that the parliament or the government is doing has to be in consonance with the constitution. So if the parliament completely disregard the constitutional principles, it will be called a gross constitutional violation. 0 hour basically is the distribution. जब session होता है तो session में hours divided होते हैं. 1 आवर में सजेशन होंगे, 1 आवर में डिबेट होगी, कुछ में कुछ होगा. तो 0 आवर इज द फर्स्ट आवर. आई वुड फर्स्ट लाइक यू टू गूगल इट बिफोर यू आस्क मी. पहले गूगल कर लो, उसके खुद समझने की कोशिश करो, और इसके साथ साथ बाकी जो आवर्स है उनको भी पढ़ लेना, राइट? और उसके बाद भी अगर समझ ना आए तब मुझसे पूछना. ट्राई टू फाइंड द आंसर योर सेल्फ बिफोर यू आस्क मी. आई कैन टेल यू, लेकिन खुद पढ़ने से पहले, खुद पढ़ने पर शायद आपको ज्यादा और इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगी. धनंजय, आई एम एब्सोल्युटली थ्रिल्ड, आई एम एब्सोल्युटली रेडी. तो मेहनत करो, रिजल्ट दो. अ प्रॉमिस इज अ प्रॉमिस. And if you are concerned, if you are curious about what Dhananjay is saying, well, then you have to attend the subscribed sessions. Okay, so we have a scholarship test on 11 a.m. on 23rd of July. अच्छा, मैराथन भी और स्कॉलरशिप टेस्ट भी है. हाँ, इसको मुझे जरा कंफर्म करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? आई वुड हैव टू कंफर्म कि ये क्लैश कैसे हो रहा है. बाकी फिर से मिलते हैं. ओके, आई शैल सी यू अगेन. आपको सबको पता ही है कि लीगल रीजनिंग 12:30 to 2 PM है, तो इसको जरूर अटेंड करो. इट विल हैव अबाउट 7 पैसेजेस. एग्जाम में भी 7 पैसेजेस आएंगे, तो तुम कितनी जल्दी कर सकते हो. ऑल्दो यू नो आई विल बी डूइंग इट एंड वी शैल बी डूइंग इट लाइव, सो आई एम टेकिंग अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. ठीक है, तो आई शैल सी यू ऑन संडे गाइज. बाकी 6 o'clock न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग क्लास है ऐप पे, राइट? सो वी शैल बी रीडिंग द न्यूज़पेपर, एनालाइजिंग द न्यूज़पेपर. अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सुप्रीम कोर्ट अवर्जन और सुप्रीम कोर्ट्स डिले विद रिगार्ड टू एन इम्पोर्टेंट प्रोविजन विद डिसेबिलिटी रिजर्वेशन. पढ़ा होगा तुम लोगों ने शायद, या फिर नहीं पढ़ा होगा, लेकिन वो एक इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है. जब भी कोई चीज रिजर्वेशन के कटघरे में आ जाती है, इफ देयर इज एनीथिंग दैट इज रिलेटेड टू फंडामेंटल राइट्स, स्पेशली 14, 15, 16 और 21 स्पेशली बिकम्स important, right? So now that there has been a Supreme Court not a judgment but a pending judgment, and people are talking about it, there have been, you know, multiple discussions relating to that case. So do attend that session, you will learn a lot. And do not forget to like the session, as Alok is saying. Exactly, very good गरिमा. हाँ, तो आलोक, मैं आपसे कह रही थी, खुद पढ़ के देखना बच्चे. अगर बिल्कुल नहीं समझ आता तो तुम 6 बजे वाली क्लास में पूछ लेना. ओके, तुम तो आते ही हो, तो उसमें पूछ लेना, लेकिन एक बार पढ़ के देखो. When I was a child, if while reading I came across a word that I didn't know the meaning of, I used to ask my father, and instead of telling me the meaning of the word, my father asked me to open the dictionary. Now there was this one instance where I got particularly irritated, and I asked my दादाजी कि why doesn't he tell me the meaning, and my दादाजी said कि उसको भी नहीं आता होगा. But then, you know, years later, my vocab developed because of it. Whenever I opened a word, I used to learn 5 more words, and I applied them. I got excited that there's a word, you know, just adjoining this word, and मुझे बिल्कुल समझ आ जाता था, और 5-6 शब्द को मैं और उनका भी मीनिंग समझ लेती थी, और इस तरह से मेरी लैंग्वेज बहुत सिग्निफिकेंटली इंप्रूव हुई. सालों बाद जब मैंने अपने फादर से पूछा तो उन्होंने कहा ये मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव था, ताकि तुम और एक्स्ट्रा वर्ड्स पढ़ लो. तो तुम एक बार पढ़ने की कोशिश करो. बिल्कुल नहीं समझ आता तो मैम तो है ही. राइट गाइज, सी यू एट 6 PM ऑन दी ऐप. तब तक सब अपना ख्याल रखेंगे, हम फिर मिलेंगे. बाय बाय एंड टेक केयर. थैंक यू सो मच.